other streams yet, so it should be fine still. At least I assume it's fine. Embrace my assumption, brother. Embrace it. I don't think he's embracing it. Yep. Okay, let's see. Here we go. Okay, we are good to go.
All right. Hey there, everybody. Welcome back. It's time once again for us to enjoy ourselves here in the world of Remnants in Jumpchain, which I'm only now realizing is being spelled with a hyphen instead of a colon. Weird.
Yeah. It's fine. You never told me to fix it, so yeah, it's fine.
I never knew. But hey, it's too late to fix now. We're on what, episode like freaking 11 or something?
Yep.
Yeah. It's too late. It's too late.
It's been
Howdy,
so
howdy,
long.
Piranha and Eleanor.
Hi, Piranha. Hi, Ellie.
As you might be able to tell, one of the seats at our good old table is currently empty. Jackalope is in dire need of literally any sleep at all, so he's going to be not here for today, which is for the best, because people need to sleep. Don't tell me that, though. I won't believe you.
I lost my voice last week, and I'm still somewhat recovering from it, so...
Yep, good old flu season decided to come at all of our knees with wiffle ball bats, so...
Yeah, and a sledgehammer for my throat.
Yeah, so sleep is important, just not for or to me. Yeah, that's a mood.
Alright. Last episode, we talked with a spooky man.
Yes, he called himself a cherubim, as I recall.
Yeah.
Spooky.
He had a brother who was watching over the egg in case of additional attacks that you have not met, and you also saw the big spooky egg thing. It has eaten a lot of people.
Yeah.
It means it was probably a good idea to, just give him the thingy instead of chucking it at the egg.
Yeah.
Let me try annihilating this egg. Well, I'm dead.
Yeah.
Well, sorry for wanting to, communicate with a sentient other race. Either that or we just be like, well, eventually, if stuff is still bad, we'll have to be like, well, I guess there's just gonna be a massacre. I guess we're just gonna go to war. I don't know.
Only one way to find out,
Yeah.
and that's to continue along. Now, today, as I recall, your current goal is that you're going to be returning back to the boss, potentially asking about any additional missions, specifically anything that can get you an audience with M.
Mm-hmm.
Along with that, Hunter, you did deliver some information to your boss, but as given all of this new information, you might want to, or you might not, want to tell the employer person about what you just learned with the cherubim.
The hunter employer or the big boss employer?
Your employer, specifically.
Okay.
See, that's the problem when you name your character Hunter.
I dip my toes in many boxes.
Which is only a problem when we need to figure out which boxes you're filling.
Exactly. Yeah, so I would probably have called him at some point and informed him.
Howdy, Pocket.
Hot Pocket. And informed him of the cherubim. The mass death of 217?
300 and change.
300 and something. People died for it. Probably won't give that big number, but say that they currently require human aura. One of my teammates is attempting to figure out how to make it so they don't have to kill people for it. But since they currently require people dying to get their aura, to stay away from them best that they can, until either it gets figured out or they die.
Yeah.
Because they are a bit strong. So, yeah,
All
that's
right.
probably the information I will relay.
All right, and that is the information that your employer receives. He, of course, is not able to give you very many orders in this case, as this is not exactly his area of expertise. However, he does state
Yeah.
that he is going to be taking this information and going higher up.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So,
I mean, what can you do?
so difficult situation. I won't tell my teammates that, of course, of like, they're gonna go to the tippity top, and that usually means this is not good.
Higher. Yeah.
Well, I mean, the situation wasn't good to begin with. It's like 317 less than warm bodies.
Yeah.
So, peace may not be an option depending on what the higher ups decide.
Yeah. I mean, there's always a possibility that the cherubim are not going to be willing for a consensus or something, and so I just hope that the human race isn't going to be rash, as we always are.
We'll just have to see how it goes. As it is, you'll be able to head on back. Though I will point out, Hunter, this is information that is relevant to your character specifically that you know about. You know that each of the academies does have one leader person who runs the academies. You have an interim person that isn't the headmaster, but who reports to the headmaster. And you know that out of those 4 individuals, let's see, does your character specifically have previous knowledge about the world of remnants? I believe the answer is no.
No, you would not.
Cool. In that case, there's nothing weird at all.
Wow. So, all right, cool. Yeah, nothing weird. Yeah.
Yeah, just had to make sure.
Yeah,
I'm
cool.
just imagining your character being like, there is nothing weird at all. Okay, cool. That's it.
Nothing odd is going on. Yeah, just like, yep. So, we're all good. Nothing weird is going on whatsoever, apparently.
So you end up returning back to the area. You'll be passing through the areas. Notably, it's getting close to dawn, and perhaps more notably, the Grim that previously harassed you on your way in appears to be making it a point to avoid you. Probably due to the whole murder thing. Yeah, once you kill one of them, they're a little iffy about it, you know?
And once we slaughter several of them, they make their way away.
Yeah, you end up making it through pretty much unassailed, exiting out back into another portion. Now, as you probably recall, the area that you ended up in was a member of a separate families grouping, due to families being complicated. Now, if you want to take a straight shot all the way back, you will probably end up in a different group's path. So the question is, do you want to go quickly and risk running into a different family, or do you want to take it a little bit slower to make sure that you get back with no crazy events going on? Safety, as it were.
I'd leave
What
that
does
up to you
Katie
guys.
know about safety?
Well, you got to know all the safety precautions in order to flagrantly disregard them.
Now, which family are we going through? Because we might just be able to say we're passing through.
The exact details are a little unsure. What you do recall from the from the discussion with the boss was that you would risk going through a place that's a little more trigger happy.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I don't think we can risk that right now. Because if they do ask us why we need to go through instead, that probably would just be too much of a hassle. Because we'd be lying, probably.
Lying
Either
or
that or
taking
giving
a
them,
while.
yeah. Either that or just giving them information that we don't know everything about. So, Let's just
Best to
go
keep
around.
some secrets.
People
Yeah.
died behind us.
Alright. That's one
Excuse
vote for go around.
I'll go around.
It's 2 votes for go around. That is a majority, so we will be going around. It does end up taking a bit longer than otherwise, but you do go through and you do not get jumped by some random group. It's a peaceful, quiet advance, and all that really stands out is that it's a weird feeling that you've got that something's off. But fortunately, nothing then proceeds to make good on that feeling as you are able to return back to the main region, back
Oh,
to
that's good.
the boss.
Yo,
Sure.
what's up?
Katie, of course, strides forward. I assume she is giving that greeting
Wee.
to the 2 people that stand at the gates.
Yeah.
So you just pretty much just jump straight on in. That's weird. Where'd my Roll20 page go?
What's up,
Oh, there
my
it is.
boyos?
What's
It's
up, my
with the hip
homies?
hops.
As Marie Antoinette once said in a video game. So, as you arrive, the guards, at this point, they know who you are. They just kind of give you nods as you walk on in. The boss is, once again, standing in the main room. He seems to be looking over his scroll, but he does lower it in order to look over at the group.
We're
Hello.
back.
I'll
I see.
nod.
As I recall, you said you were providing assistance to a local family. How did that go?
Look at each other. Oh.
I'd say it went decently,
Uh,
relatively.
wouldn't say that.
I see. Are any of you traumatized
Always.
by the
From-
current events at hand? If so, I have several people you can talk to.
Currently, no.
Nah, I'm good.
Good, I was lying. Now,
Aw, man, I was really hoping we got some, like, the health insurance, You got dental?
She has so much faith.
if you lose your teeth, we can install metal replacements. I'm fairly confident at least one of my underlings has the drill necessary. However, in the meantime, you returned. Are you looking for a mission, or...
Actually, we have an inquiry, kind of.
I see.
Things went really different than how we were expecting them to go. And we have a lot of questions about the things that we were investigating, and a lot of, like, evidence and things to go along that we didn't know about before. Is there a way that we could have a possible meeting with M to give her this? Or something?
That would be difficult. M contacts us at her leisure, rather than the other way around.
It's just that it seems that they know a lot. Well, they know more than us probably about those things that we discovered. And it just...
So vague.
I mean, should we... I wouldn't know how to put it. Should we just put it how you put it?
Mm-hmm. Do you
'Cause I feel
trust this guy enough?
I mean, isn't this gonna be kind of like a worldly thing? They could be popping up everywhere.
He could lose valuable men.
True.
Hunter's just letting you talk at the moment.
I don't know if I should. Maybe Katie should just give up the whole thing.
Katie,
Oh,
do
no.
what you
And then
do best.
Then Katie just walks up and is like, don't worry, I'm an expert when it comes to beans and spilling them.
Oh,
Usually,
God.
literally.
Alright, what are we trying to tell this guy?
Everything about the the creatures that we gave a sketch. Did we even give a sketch to him before?
I don't
Yes,
believe so.
of one of the basic creatures.
Yeah,
Alright, just want
because
me.
this is getting serious. Yeah.
Alright,
Mhm.
so we're just telling him everything from like all the people's is dead and the
Because
semi
yeah,
quest.
because if this is gonna be like a thing where all of those seraphim are gonna be popping up everywhere, then like that kind of changes the whole ball game, you know?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, Katie just like Keely's, I was like, okay, I probably remember what happened. I was mostly paying attention. Okay. So, you know, we do all the stuffs. We go to the church thing. Everyone's gone. Everything's dark. It's kind of spooky. Then this guy shows up. He's wearing a robe. So apparently he's pretty. I yeah, he's like a weird flipping Greek statue of stuffs. So he's talking about like he's like a cherubim. He's like from the seraphim. It turns out he was made from like that egg from before. Uh, and then we look up, giant egg, seriously huge. Apparently, this thing is like the egg for the father, something like that. Uh, is the leader of the whole shebang. And it turns out, in order to have something that big and powerful, you need a lot of people. So it turns out the entire family's dead. 300 something gone. I kind of miss Aaron. He seemed pretty cool.
Oh, poor Aaron.
Yeah. Uh, and so, uh, Cherubim is like, oh man, that's such a tragedy. Hate when that happens. Uh, and it's gonna be a bunch of eggs coming down over some period of time. We don't know how many eggs, but they're gonna be coming down, and they're gonna kill a bunch of people. There's nothing that they can do about it, cause flip, species gotta survive, and humans are just the foods, sustenance
Not
and
quite
whatnot.
what they said, but yeah.
I was mostly paying attention, all right? Okay,
Yeah.
so then we gotta figure out a way for them for the eggs to get I think it was the aura probably, from an aura, without killing people. They don't know what to do, but they don't know how to go about that.
I
Yeah.
see.
It's not that they're revving to kill humans, it's that they need the aura, which is only provided in humans, to hatch. And we were talking with him, and he said he wasn't, going to try to take that from us. But,
Hmm.
so,
They're not
I'm not-
outright hostile to humans. They just
No.
don't really have anything else.
right.
Ah.
And they said that they don't want the eggs to be rotting when waiting for this to happen. So it's like they're more desperate. But they're sentient creatures, and so I'm not sure. And M seems to have more things of what we can do to try and figure out if this is a good new species that's sentient or a bad one that's, you know,
I don't know, but they don't like Grim. That's kind of sad.
right.
Oh yeah, they're apparently like
Made to kill Grim.
yeah.
They're like anti-Grim.
Yeah.
It's messed up. They better not kill my fluffy boy.
Right.
Or
They're
my sick boy.
Yeah,
Or my
they said
birdie.
that their exact, well, not their purpose isn't really to kill Grim, as they said. It's just still to exist like humans exist, but they were made initially to kill Grim, so I'm not sure. Does that mean like a big battle is gonna happen or something with Grim, or what? Why the sudden change?
Well, it's less that their purpose is to kill Grim, and more like Grim's purpose is to be
Kill
killed.
humans and
Yeah,
Seraphim.
yeah. Yeah, Grim's.
To be fair, he also made it pretty clear. It is specifically they have their divine purpose is also the destruction of the Grim. So the best way to describe it is Deus Vult, Crusade style is what they want.
Oh, I see.
So they humans are fine, but they do want death to all Grim.
Got it.
They want death real bad.
That's not good in my book.
Yeah, basically they think it is their divine reason for existing to slay all Grim.
Yeah, but once they're done, they'll probably just exist just as humans do.
Once they have no purpose, they'll
Either
probably just
that
go
or they'll
around
all
fine
die
idling.
collectively.
Right, and I hope that they're all not going to be, horrible existences to humanity after that's done. Wow. So yeah.
Okay. Alrighty then.
So that's where we are at the moment.
He seems to be deep in thought. His eyes are shut as he kind of leans forward, his hands folded in front of him. All right. I'll do what I can. And there's a sighting. Not of one of the creatures, but you want to find M. And there has been a recent instance of her appearing.
Oh.
Yes. How familiar are you with Vacuo?
We've heard
Only
of it.
by name.
I see. How against the idea are you of traveling?
We can do it.
We're good.
My Heelys take me wherever I need to go.
Your Heelys might have difficulty crossing an ocean without the assistance of a boat, young miss.
You
Kitty
underestimate
just
my
seriously
Heelys.
considering going over an ocean on her Heelys.
You'll need to go to the western portion of the continent of Sonus, which is a bit of a difficult trek considering it's practically on the other side of the planet.
Oof.
If you get a good boat, it's just a matter of about 2 weeks on the boat. Then land travel, you'll need to pass through Vale in order to reach Vacuo. I would say add 3, maybe 4 weeks more ground travel. Within 2 months, you'd find yourself within the location of Vacuo. The alternative is, of course, air travel, but you'll need to gain some sort of sanction in order to do that. Licensed air travel is difficult to come by the majority of the time. If you have connections inside of the dust trading businesses, or perhaps with a hunter academy, that would be one thing. But as it is, I imagine it'll be more difficult for you to attain swift travel.
Mm. Will she even likely be there by the time we get there?
I do not know. It is the only lead that we currently have on her location.
Well, I guess if a messenger ever shows up here, you can tell him that
We're coming for?
yeah. I was
What a
gonna say
vaguely threatening statement.
what no. Yeah. Does out of character, does the boss man know that Katie can read those special things, or only that girl who
I think we
Ariadne?
told him once.
You did tell him.
Okay. And then yeah, that could also probably work in our favor too, if we say that one of the members can also read it as well and is heading that way.
I see.
Rapidly approaches your location.
Oh,
Katie Henderson wants to know your location.
Oh, you're approaching me.
I can't beat the shit out of you without getting closer.
All right. When next she contacts us, I'll make sure to inform her that you're heading in that direction. Best case scenario, she won't have left by the time a month passes. However, even if she has, in the case of a swift communication, she may simply return to the original location.
Months.
Nice.
That is a long time, especially for, the kind of time sensitive thing that's happening right now.
Fortunately, traversing half the planet in less than 30 days is a bit of a challenge.
Around the world in 30 days.
Around the world, around the world.
Now, Hunter, you are aware of the fact that you could secure much faster transportation through the Academy. However, everyone else, being drop-ins, don't exactly have those kind of connections.
Yep.
Now, If you
I'm
wanted,
banking
you
on
could.
having us have a month, because that means it gives him leeway to talk to his connections.
Okay.
So he's not saying anything. If we're giving him a month, that means that he has more time to talk with people.
Yeah.
Yep.
But then we'll just say open-ended that if we can find a way, then we'll try going faster. We'll see.
Yeah.
Understood. If you'd like to go now, I can arrange for transport over in the main city of Mistral. They'll then be able to take you by land to the nearest port city, and from there, tickets can be resolved by yourself.
Hmm.
You've provided significant assistance and information, so the fare from Mistral to the port city will be covered by my organization. Beyond that, you will have to pay for it yourself.
Understood.
Thanks anyway.
Is there any other information that you deem prudent to deliver?
Does he know about the power box? I know there's probably other variations. Yeah?
You can ask him. So, just like, I assume you do. And he responds, I'm not familiar with that, no.
It seems like there's probably more creatures that are already here than the ones that are just falling down. Because those ones seem to be the seraphim and the cherubim. But underneath that church that we went to, there was also a creature called Power. And it was a being that looked like a box, but inside of it, wait, no, inside of it was goo that it was controlling, and the creature was the box.
Yes,
Yeah,
that is
and
correct.
it had some sort of treasure inside of it, but we thought that it was the creature when we destroyed it, but it actually was something else. So, um, not sure what that thing was.
I see. We'll likely be holding off from investigating any dilapidated churches in the interim period, but if we spot anything matching that description, we'll be sure to neutralize it
With fire.
from a range.
Yeah.
Smart plan.
Okay.
Is that everything?
That should be.
All right. Best of luck on your journey. And here, he pulls out a small card. There's just a scroll identification number for contacting, just printed on the front. No other identifying markers. If you need more information, such as to contact me regarding the ongoing reaching out, contact this number. Otherwise, do your best to avoid sharing it. I will be the one contacting you if, in a shorter period than anticipated, we are given the information.
Will do.
Oh wait. Oh wait. Kitty pulls out the danger noodle. Look at my danger noodle.
That
yeah.
would be
Oddly
a
enough, it
baby
started eating her
Tajitu.
aura.
Yeah, it snacks on aura. It ate a tooth. Probably a weird religious tooth in a church.
I see. Ordinarily,
Really?
Grim rejects aura, but I'm beginning to think that you and your party have a penchant for discovering abnormal phenomenon.
Yeah. Oh, uh, Katie's just like, should we tell him about the weird research lady?
Oh yeah.
What?
Oh, yeah.
This is why we need you, Katie. Go ahead.
Oh, I don't know. There's a lady at the church that we were investigating, same church that we found the weird tooth thing, and like she seemed all right. I don't remember her name.
Ariadne.
Ariadne. Yeah. Uh, she had like a book. She said that she was like a journalist of some kind, investigating this stuff. But like, her journal, well, and then we drilled down and we found a box. It was like the power thing, and then we killed that. And then we like looked at her journal and something about the seraphim. I think that she's like, I don't
As a
know, some weird
supporter.
secret agent.
Yeah.
And like one of the little bits in the journal said that like the tooth that my danger noodle ate was like some sort of artifact. that was probably important, and then there was a sniper, and it shot the book. Do we still have that?
We do. I have but I don't know if they have any way to restore the book to see what the rest is inside of it.
I mean, to be fair, the book, it's a pocket-sized book, and unfortunately, when it was perforated with the sniper, it. So the book, let's say that it's about 6 inches by 12 inches, right? Just real taller than it is wide, all that jazz. It got punched through with a bullet and left a bullet hole about 4 inches wide in any direction. So you got the top, you got the bottom, you got the binding on one side, and that's basically all that's keeping it together.
Oh.
Most of the book is gone.
Yeah.
Oh. Wasn't the book in like that weird language only I could read, or was it in
Yes.
Mhm.
It was in the ancient language.
Yeah.
Which is one of the reasons why it's so weird.
Yeah, so apparently this lady can write in an ancient forgotten language?
I see. Do you perhaps have a sketch of her?
I could do it. I know
Okay.
fashion. I could sketch her out pretty well.
All right, go ahead, and I'm going to call for a dexterity roll, specifically because you're also trying to draw her from memory after the fact.
Mm.
Maybe I can like pitch in and say like, oh, I think she looked a little bit like this.
Oh wait, is that not what that was? Oh,
Whoops.
whoops. 1 second.
I don't think that you have 6d2 there.
Wow.
Okay,
Oh,
2 degrees
sweet.
of success.
Wow,
so
they're both
actually,
10.
you don't even need help. You end up managing to do it pretty well yourself, and bada bing, bada boom, you have a pretty solid sketch of her and her outfit. More detail is, of course, put on the outfit because that's what you're more experienced with.
Right.
Whereas the face, it's good. It's not as good as the outfit, though.
Got it. Here you are.
All right. We'll circulate this around and make sure that the rest of my group knows to keep an eye out for her.
Alright. Oh, and the sniper did hit us from like pretty far away. What was it? Like
I believe 600 meters.
614 meters away. Goodness.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. I have nothing more to add. Do you?
I do not.
Get me the cherubim, the power of the horse. Family's dead. I think that. Goodness.
Yeah, I think that's all.
All right.
Solid 300 people down for the count. Dang.
Pretty brutal.
I think that's about it.
With that, do you all head out?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Then, to put it frankly, your characters have like a month of downtime.
Yeah, I'm going to, as we leave the area.
By the way, Jackalope is going to get a special arm. He's not here, so I'm not going to go through like whole scene with it, but he does end up receiving his special arm with the special materials and leg.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. Make a note of that somewhere.
Once we leave the area, I'm going to say to them, I can secure us better transportation through the air, but we should go to the academy so that the higher-ups can see you three and decide what we should do from there.
Okay.
We're gonna meet Red Guy's friends. Sweet.
Friends is a difficult term.
Do they like to shoot Grim as fast as you do?
Yeah,
Most of them, yes.
Never mind, I'm not excited anymore.
Oh, come on, Katie.
You
Anyways.
all head out. And first, you're dropping by Shade Academy.
Mhm.
When you do drop by, I'm assuming that you tipped your contact to let them know you're running. Yeah. So when you do arrive, you are greeted by a figure that stands out considerably to you, the headmaster of the academy.
Oh.
Whoop. Uh-oh.
Okay. Kind of raise my eyebrows seeing him.
This individual stands out. Bright gold hair slicked back, like practically oily kind of slicked back. You know the kind. He's got a suit, pinstripe with mainly black, white stripes, and his as he ends up approaching, you can tell that he's clasping his suit jacket fairly well, giving a wide, bright smile. I'd like everybody just to roll like a sense on this guy.
Yeah.
I think it's 2. Yeah.
Okay, Helly got 1 degree of success. Katie did not.
I did not.
And Hunter did not. Okay. I will also just check with Jackalope. His sense is 1, so I'll just roll 1d6. /R1d6. Okay. So I'll just do Lynn's description afterwards, but from the seams of things, when you look over him, he seems fairly in control of himself. Wide smile, he kind of like got this energy around him that seems to kind of put you at ease, makes you feel a bit more relaxed as he ends up approaching the group. Lynn, you can sense that he has a literal aura around him that is bringing a sensation of calmness, and looking past it, if you had to describe the feeling you get from him, it's slick. As in the kind of thing that you feel from a con man more than anything, or more than a headmaster.
Oh.
As he approaches, he's like, "Hello and welcome, all 4 of you. I heard that you were encountering some difficulties, but Hunter here, I'm glad to see that you're all right and that you brought more people to assist you rather than us losing a valuable hunter."
It's good to see you. I'm surprised you came all the way out here.
Well, after the information that was delivered to me, honestly, I was tempted to meet you halfway on the way here, but the fact that from the seams of things, it was pretty easy to tell you were going to come here even before you tipped us off. Why don't we all head up to my office so that we can discuss this in a bit more of a private arena?
I'll nod.
Excellent. He ends up snapping his fingers, and you notice someone off to the side gives a small nod and seems to walk off. They were hard to detect, but it seems like whoever they are must be some kind of professional. Let's go. He leads you all to his office, and sure enough, it's a pretty nice place. It is up 7 floors from an elevator, but as you all step out and you're all able to see it, he's got a big open office, massive window behind his desk. As he ends up walking forward and taking a seat there. All right, why don't you? He knocks on his desk 4 times, and from the ground, 4 chairs end up lifting up in a show of technology. Take a seat.
Hunter will sit.
Oh, and if you like, there's a button. Pull the lever on the side, miss, and it will remove the back portion just in case it interferes with your wings.
I'll do so. There's a lot of wing space behind there.
Katie
Hunter
sits down on the
simply
chair.
leans forward on his chair.
Katie sits down on the chair horizontally, like flipping legs
I
over
see
the
it.
arms, crossing.
Ah. Despite how odd that is, he seems to take it in stride. Now, I heard some interesting news about all sorts of creatures, seraphim, cherubim, a power, I think it was called. A lot easier to remember compared to the other 2, but a bit of a break in the pattern.
Indeed.
Stuff? Does he know about it? Can I
How'd
I
you
did
learn
not
about
tell him
all
about
that?
the power.
You
Did
told after the incident with the power, you told the
Oh, did I?
yeah, you told your contact
Okay.
about the power.
Mhm.
That's who he got all the information from.
Okay.
Is he faking just having realized this name, or does he have a second meaning? Or should I let
Go
you
ahead
go
and
on?
roll for it.
Dr. Stein sitting.
Yeah. Stein from Soul Eater, I assume. 1 degree of success. Well, you did get so. Give me 1 sec.
Hunter very simply is just taking this all as a, he told the information. Guys relaying the information.
Yeah.
Nothing
So-
abnormal to Hunter.
You don't detect anything from him about that. Like you can't read him basically. You did get 1 degree of success, but well,
Yeah, he's a con
reasons.
man. Yeah.
So feelings forward. Now, obviously, this is a little bit concerning. You mentioned to your superior 300 plus, correct?
Yes.
316.
Uh,
316.
actually, I think it was 317?
Was it
I think so.
317? We'll
Ah,
do
Pretty sure it was.
317
Yeah.
then.
But yeah, either way, it's 300 plus. And he's like, yes, that is a tragedy. Fortunately, it landed near a group of the family rather than somewhere such as in the center of Mistral. I can only imagine the kinds of numbers that would have occurred if that were to happen.
well, they stated that they needed that specific number and took no more, no less. So,
Well, even so. Not to be too distrusting, but taking them at their exact words might be a bit much, don't you think?
That's fair.
I don't know, man. I don't think the guy's learned the concept of lying yet. He's kind of only just born.
Right. I didn't exactly feel that he was.
Well, to be fair, if he only came out today, then he wasn't born yesterday.
Mhm.
I mask my terror with humor. Though,
it's
really,
a difficult situation.
with that many disappearing there, I unfortunately have some bad news for the rest of you that came through the communications channels.
Oh,
Saunus is not the only continent that has had incidents regarding the falling eggs.
hmm.
It seems that there have been multiple sightings inside of Vale, particularly. It's likely that more have fallen inside of both Atlas and Vacuo as well. However, Vacuo, with its very low population density, means that it would have likely landed somewhere with no human presence. And Atlas is notoriously tight lipped about any incidents that might make them seem weak. So I wouldn't quite trust their silence on the matter.
Hmm.
The headmaster at Vale's Academy, Beacon, has been very forthcoming with information as of late. And in exchange, of course, I promised him that we would provide what assistance that we can spare. Now, admittedly, I don't have as much to spare as I would like. But I imagine that you're not coming here solely for the purpose of saying hello, Hunter.
No, I wanted to know if we could introduce this group into the Hunter Academy itself. They seem to be very competent at everything that they've been doing. And I think it would be interesting to have them be proper hunters, as well as to make it so it could be a proper uh, mission instead of me with potential unknowns. We have roughly a month at the moment to get all the way over to Vacuo in order to do a reconnaissance mission of sorts on the undercover mission I'm currently on to find the leader, I suppose, of the boss that I'm currently working for. And so air travel might be good as well if we have the time and the ability to get it, as I know that we can take other routes, but they'll be much slower. But I believe that if we're able to introduce this group into the Hunter Academy itself and then take air travel, it will do that month in roughly a time frame that they are expecting us to be able to take.
I see. Well, firstly, I can guarantee that I could trim down that month if you so wished. For example, rather than traveling via caravan to the port city, I'm sure that you would much prefer having a VTOL to carry you there.
Would be
As
very
for the
appreciated.
as for the water travel, tragically, we do not have any of our. Well, there is a piece of technology that could get you all the way to Vacuo within 3 days. However, we're still testing it. At the moment, no subject has survived, so I wouldn't recommend it at this time.
I like those odds.
Oh.
I see. When we move on to when we open the next round, when we move on to human testing, I will make sure you are on the list, I suppose. But in the meantime, while I can get you to the boat very quickly, I unfortunately cannot accelerate that. It'll likely still take the full 2 to 3 weeks. However, if you're providing assistance to the Academy of Vacuo, then I'm sorry, the Academy of Vale, then understandably they'll be able to provide you with rather swift fare.
Oh, so this academy, Shade Academy, is providing assistance to Vale Academy?
Yes,
Okay.
specifically Vale's Hunter Academy of Beacon. You'd be providing assistance to Beacon, and in exchange, you'd be not only making our academy here look good, but you would also be gaining the best quality of transportation that we can afford you.
So we'll go
That'd
to
be
the
good.
Academy of Vale, and then we can help them with something, and they can get us over the water.
Well, we'll get you over the water. Once you arrive there, you'll be arriving in Vale. You see, right now we're on the continent of Sonus. Now, Vale and Vacuo are both. Wait, nope, that was a GM error. We're currently on the continent of Anima. Vale and Vacuo are further to the west from here, southwest specifically. They are on the continent of Sonus. Now, Vale's Academy of Beacon and Vale itself takes up the eastern half of the continent, whereas Vacuo takes up the western half of the continent. That means that in order to go there while heading westward, you'll have to move through all of Vale in order to reach Vacuo in the first place, meaning that in exchange for providing assistance to Beacon, they will provide you with transportation through Vale.
How long will it roughly take to potentially introduce this team into the Hunter Academy?
Officially speaking, it'll be done within the month. Unofficially speaking, I'm the headmaster.
Fair enough.
If I'll have them listed in the registers as an emergency drafted entity. Technically speaking, due to the incidents from the previous war for the Colors War, due to that, we still have certain rules that allow us to draft individuals into our military. And given the fact that the Hunter Academy functions as the military equivalent of Mistral, basically you'll be considered soldiers for our cause. Fortunately, our cause is not dying, so I'm sure that you won't have any moral issues with this.
That sounds good to me.
Wonderful. I'll have all of you on the books within the week, and officially members of this group before the end of the month. I will say, I don't believe I'll be able to follow the usual pattern of color coordinating your team. However, what I can say is good luck in everything that you do across these two continents, because I can only imagine you'll need it after the sort of luck you've been having to be encountering these creatures already.
Nice, nice. Well, so long as we're not the kind of hunter group that, kills Graham, I'm thinking, well, this is fine by me.
That's a bit of an odd statement. That's what a Hunter Academy is for.
She
We hunt the
really
Grim to
loves
protect the
Grim,
people.
and they don't hunt her for some reason.
Well, while I can understand not wanting to be an initiator of violence, they are nonetheless eating people.
Indeed.
It's probably in humanity's best interest if you happen to see anybody getting eaten, that you save the people being eaten from the eater.
Sounds right.
And this is why I shot Fluffy.
Okay, both times that you shot Fluffy, Fluffy did nothing to you. Fluffy was helping us, man. He's got a heart.
Yes. But it was trying to eat people that first time.
Anatomically speaking, Grim don't have hearts. They don't have organs of any kind, actually.
Emotionally has a heart.
Grim also don't possess emotions. They don't have
that's
a
right.
brain.
Now, that's where I gotta disagree with you, my man. Sorry. Look. Okay. if I show you Fluffy, do you promise not to kill him?
No, it's a Grim.
Okay, but what if Fluffy doesn't do anything to you? All right, I can promise you
It's
that if you don't hurt him, he won't hurt you. He's a
it's
puppy, basically.
it's a matter of principle, miss.
All right, guess you don't get
Probably
to hug
shouldn't.
Fluffy. Sorry. Yeah, that's your loss.
Anyway.
Tell me you didn't bring a Grim onto school property.
Go answer that
What?
for her and say no.
And you're sure about this, Hunter?
I would have made her leave it somewhere that wasn't
gonna be
directly in
listening
front
to
of the
that.
headmaster.
Unfortunately, you didn't bring that up before approaching the headmaster, so technically, they're still in her coat.
I would have told you on the way here to put them away.
You didn't specify
You should
that.
have
I
thought about that.
I would have.
No,
If you're
those Grim are in Katie's coat right now.
You also have to think about his personality with Grim, and so I'm pretty sure he would have said something.
I would have said something, mostly make sure that you
Well,
didn't have to
then in
watch
that
them
case,
get
here's
brutally
the
murdered.
question. Then here's the question: do you think you could have convinced Katie? And Katie, do you think you would have been
Do you think
convinced?
the real question is would Katie have listened when he said they would die?
You didn't say. Well, okay, look.
We're
Katie,
walking along the
theoretically.
road, and he says, "By the way, you might want to put them away, or they may get shot."
where the heck would I have put them?
I have no idea. He doesn't care. That's not his job.
In your
Oh, yeah,
warehouse?
He
Move
would
them
have
to my
just stayed
other
it and then
pocket.
continued walking.
I could leave a portal open somewhere, and we could put them. You could put your. I don't know. Can't we find a door somewhere? You can just put your.
Could put them in the warehouse. But yeah, he would have stayed it and then just kept walking. Whether or not you listened is your job, you know? He just stayed it.
Katie is confident in her ability to not let her Grim get killed. If like
Cool.
Katie keeps those Grim like in her coat pocket,
So when
practically near her
he
chest.
asks,
So
"Are you sure?" his response would be no.
So you're not gonna lie.
I'm going.
be able to figure
He asks, "Am I sure if they're gone?" And hunters don't say. I have no idea what she would do. I hope she would have listened to me. However, I have no idea what her plans for her Grim were.
I hope you would have put down any rogue Grim that you encounter at Hunter.
Any rogue ones we have?
I can tell you that we do not have any rogue Grim on your school premises.
You're leaving the school premises shortly anyway.
This is true.
I'll tell you now. The next time that you, say, find yourself in a situation where you're going to be coming to my property, you're going to have to go through official channels, which means you will be checked. Don't bring Grim onto my property again, or they will be put down. I do not abide by creatures of that kind.
Told you.
Your loss.
No, my losses are far greater than that when it comes to the Grim.
This is getting sad.
Yeah, hunters should just pretty much just like, yeah, told you.
Now, I'll have the VTOL arranged for you. Is there anything that you'd like to say before then?
Hunter, do you want to tell them about any of our quest stuff and what we discovered and the people? Or no?
Like,
I mean, anything that he told his handler, he basically told him.
Oh, okay. So like Ariadne and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. I got nothing to say then.
I believe I relayed everything to my commander, so you should know almost everything that we know.
Oh, is there
Wonderful.
no like information that the Grimm have ever acted like towards Katie? Probably not here, right?
No.
Something.
There has been no record of friendly Grimm in any record that I have ever had access to. And as one of the 4 headmasters of the Grimm hunting academies, that's a lot of documentation.
And also
See?
about Grim and Aura.
Grimm and Aura are antithetical. Aura is something unique to humans.
So there's nothing that Grim can wield Aura or consume it.
No, it would be like asking if water can wield fire on the battlefield. Generally speaking, that's not something water does, and even if it could, it wouldn't interact well with fire.
Well, we got our hands full.
Yeah, I'm just like kind of nudge Katie, and this is why I shoot all the Grim we see.
Well, Grim keep getting shot, so they can't really prove anything to you. Now can they, red guy?
We'll talk about this on the road. Let's get moving.
It's a matter of evolution.
I prefer not dying.
Your
Well,
loss.
the VTOL will be on the roof in... He presses a button. Have a VTOL on the roof in about 2 minutes. Thank you. He lifts his finger off the button. 2 minutes.
Will do.
Just go ahead and
Thank
go into the elevator, go down to the first floor, go to the other elevator, and use that for roof access. That's my elevator, so that people can't easily access my office for, terrorist purposes. Wouldn't be the first.
Well, thank you, Headmaster, for everything.
No problem at all. You go ahead and tell the Headmaster of Vale that I said hello.
Will do.
Wonderful. You're all excused.
I love how no one has asked him his name.
Why do I need to know? It's probably on a placard somewhere on its desk, isn't it?
It is not.
Katie's
good.
not terribly interested in getting personal with this guy.
Is it because he murders your Grim?
Yeah, he's anti-Grim.
The Academy dude of Shade says hi. Which dude?
Headmaster.
Yeah. Oh, that dude.
You're welcome to ask him his name. I don't think Hunter ever would have cared to do so.
Alright, well, I guess we head out then.
Yep. I'm sure that when Jackalope becomes sentient again, he'll be like, "Why are we doing this?"
What is this
Well, we'll
shit?
see.
Well, shit.
All
We'll
right.
get there when we get there.
By the time that you get up to the roof, you very quickly can see that the VTOL has already landed.
Mhm.
A person pretty much in all black, wearing a helmet, is standing there. He gives you a nod and gestures to walk on.
I'll nod back. And I will do so.
All right. Everybody gets on board.
Mm-hmm.
As you do, the flight is fortunately very easy to deal with. You are not jumped by any Nevermore or any other aerial creatures. Though, if you did, I imagine that you would end up crashing the VTOL because Katie would interfere with them shooting it down.
I would 100% shoot it in the face.
Well, fortunately, that didn't happen. Instead, you end up arriving at the port city fairly quickly.
Nice.
Nice.
Now, as you end up arriving, it does occur to you, you should probably reach out to your contact because you did not ask them to pay for your tickets.
Oh, yeah.
That might be a good idea. But I
Sure.
assume that you'll end up doing that pretty simply. Coordinating and getting on there is pretty easy since your handler basically walks you through the steps, who to contact, who to talk to, when things inevitably go awry, who to complain to, and within a few hours, you find yourself standing at a pier. And sure enough, there is a boat. The only boat that's willing to leave on such short notice is, it's not exactly a cargo ship. It's a lot smaller than that. It's not associated with any of the big name shipping companies, but rather seems to be a smaller grade ship. And standing at the front of it appears to be the captain. She, of course, is dressed in what you can only describe as stereotypical pirate garb. Full on with the tricone hat and everything, red all over.
Hunter's gonna whisper, Katie, don't mention having Grim on a boat. They will freak out.
Fine.
Possibly
You
shoot
notice
the Grim.
that as
Oh.
that happens, as you whisper that to Katie, you notice that the captain's eyes move and lock right onto Hunter as he speaks.
He got
I
you.
like your
I'm gonna
hat.
say.
She, as you say that to her on the approach, she walks up to you, takes off her hat, and you can see a pair of cat ears on her head, which twitch. She's like,
Fun.
"Thank you." They make for a good show of hiding certain elements about me, but I can tell from the group that you're not exactly anti-Faunus.
I am a
Indeed.
Faunus.
I noticed. So, what's that about Grim on my ship?
Just don't gently pat Katie's back. You got this, champ.
You have
You just
nothing
make
to
new
worry
ones.
about.
Can't you just see new ones over there?
Nothing to worry about, huh? You know what? Put her there. She extends her hand.
Nice, nice.
You should-
Katie firmly shakes her hand.
As you do, a chain manifests around the two of your wrists. Nothing to worry about with your Grim. The contract's made. Welcome aboard the
Yeah.
ship.
What?
So what is this? What you
Oh,
got there?
don't worry. It is nothing you need to worry about unless I need to start worrying.
Don't worry.
So, folks here,
Well,
you can just
got
call
you
me
there.
Berg. I'll be your captain for the next several weeks. So, first things first, who here knows the meaning of the phrase pecking order?
Hunter
Katie
raises
raises
his
her
hand.
hand.
I nod.
Good. Care to guess where I am?
I mean, your hat signifies that you're pretty high up there. It's a
That's-
coolness hat.
That's right. I'm at the top of the pecking order. Care to guess where you guys all are?
The bottom of the pecking order?
Wait, we're not. We're just
Points to you.
customers.
I don't particularly value a lot when it comes to customers. Usually when I'm asked to do a ferrying job, it's to ferry things that don't talk back to me, don't sass me, don't complain about how long it's taking, don't ask me, are we there yet, when you can look over the side of the boat.
Just don't look
Hopefully,
at Katie on that.
Much like a couple of pieces of cargo, I will just be able to forget that you're here while we're traveling. Or, like really good cargo, you can be of benefit during the travels. Either of these, wonderful things. If I hear any of you ask, are we there yet? When we're still in the middle of the ocean, you're going overboard and finding your own way back on. Now,
Don't
I think
say
that's
it.
perfectly reasonable. Who here disagrees?
Shake my head with a smile.
Wonderful. Now, going forward, you are not going to be considered members of the crew. You're just going to be ride-alongs. That means that if any of my crew suggest that, say, something bad has been going on with any of you, such as, say, Grim on my ship, I'll be taking their words above yours. We're buddies like that. Aside from that, though, as long as you don't cause problems, as long as you don't set my boat on fire, and as long as you don't ask, are we there yet, we'll get along swimmingly.
Katie, don't set the bow on fire.
I'll try. Now, what would make you think I would?
Wonderful. All right, everyone get on board, because we were due to leave 5 minutes ago, but changing plans.
What was her captain's name again?
Berg,
Nice.
you can call me Captain. You can call me Captain Berg. And I'm pretty sure anything else is going to get you thrown overboard, which you'll be noticing is a bit of a pattern over time.
Seems that way.
Fun.
All right. Now, I'm going to get back to shouting the ever-loving crap out at all of my crew so that they know what they're supposed to do. I'm going to be leaving you to my second mate. Silvers. Of course, out walks a man. He appears to be in his late 70s. Whether his name is actually Silvers or if he's named Silvers due to the very clear silver in his hair, you can't be entirely sure. What you can tell is he has a peg leg and a blunderbuss.
I like you.
Thank you very much, miss. Why?
I don't know, just something about the blunderbuss.
Huh. Well, neat.
You won't like
As
him
the captain
once
walks
we
by,
get
she says, first time for everything, huh? He scoffs and ends up smacking her upside the head with his blunderbuss. She ends up taking it in stride as if it didn't even happen. She's like, all right. So, what kind of group are you?
Emergency drafted military.
E-class. That's a joke none of you get. Katie
hunter.
just like smirks to herself.
We're a group of hunters.
Oh. Yeah.
All right. You all seem to be a little bit young to be graduates. You fresh off the boat, or are you more experienced?
I'm still in the training program. They just got drafted into it.
Define experienced.
You students.
Yes.
Well, that is good to know. Fuck you, Captain. Let's go ahead and go into the ship. We'll step under because being on the surface when we first set off might be a little disorientating for the folks who aren't used to the ship.
How dangerous is this travel?
Not particularly. We have a lot of cannons.
Oh, good.
Ooh.
Katie, don't try to save them.
I'm bringing it up. She had her first warning. She doesn't get a third and fourth one.
I think after I flippin' accidentally, well, not accidentally, almost told the captain that I brought flippin' Grim into his office. He went a little on edge.
Silvers gives a wide grin, puts his hands onto Hunter's and Katie's shoulders, and says, "Do you know what the most important skill I've learned on Berg's ship has been? Pretending I didn't hear anything. You two haven't been talking very much, so I'm just gonna lead you straight downstairs. I'm not gonna ask. You're not gonna say a thing about Grim. Let's go."
Cool.
He ends up leading you all down with a jauntiness to his movements. He ends up setting down the blunderbuss. Says, "Don't worry about that old thing. Chances are it's not going to go off accidentally." Yeah, then after he sets it down, he seems to shoot a glance at it before muttering, "You behave."
God damn.
Just don't whisper to Lynn. I think there's two of them.
Do you think the captain noticed that I brought a goose onto our ship?
Oh, trust me, we know about the goose. You're not hiding it very well. It's in your coat. I can clearly see the goose.
I think the goose just walks around with me. I think he's too big to fit in my coat.
We can see that the goose walked on with you.
All right.
Honestly, that's not the weirdest pet that we've had to ferry between locations.
Really?
Depending on your
Also weird.
definition of the word pet. Well, at one point we had to transport 20 live borba tusks between continents.
Ooh.
Yep. All 16 of them made it to the other continent.
100%. When you hit the Catwoman, I was also thinking the pirate girl from Treasure Planet.
I mean, she's great.
She is great.
She ends up, so Silvers ends up moving forward. It's like, all right, so basic layout, is On your right, we have the food. You're going to get given food 3 times a day. You're not getting into the kitchen. You're not cooking with our supplies. We keep a tight ship here. We make sure that everyone eats 3 times a day, reasonable amount, so that we do not end up going the way of certain other ships that ran out of food. I'm sure you understand why that is. Next, we have the brig. If we run out of food, you're going to be very intimately familiar with that location. Bit of a sailor joke for you there. And lastly, we have our rest space. Technically, there's another region. It's where we keep the cargo. But if you're caught there, we will shoot you. So don't go into the cargo.
Sounds good.
Good to know.
Hopefully, you're all good with sleeping on hammocks.
Oh,
Hunter just shrugs.
You've got a
He's
lot of
very
wings, miss.
familiar
I
with
assume that that's not super comfortable for you.
it's okay. I have an ability that, yeah, I'll deal with it.
Okay. Well, in that case, I will leave you be. Because, as it is, I don't know why Berg decided that her second mate should be the one showing you around when I am needed for the navigating process.
That is kind of difficult.
It's a good one. Thanks for showing us around.
No problem. Happy to help, and as long as I don't hear the words, "Are we there yet?" we'll get along swimmingly.
So curious. Why are they asking that?
I'll slowly look at Katie.
He goes up the stairs. There's a little bit of difficulty given that he has a peg leg, and it's all the way up to his mid-thigh. It's just wood. But as he ends up making it up there pretty quickly, you are left alone inside of the main area. As the boat takes off, as it were, and pushes off, I'm going to have everybody roll endurance for their first experience on a boat.
Nope.
Here, this one is Jackalope's. Jackalope does not pass.
Hey.
Oh, nice.
Beep, up.
Actually, I will roll one additional for Jackalope because he's military. No, he... Okay. And then, let's see. Oh, you better hydrate.
Poor Lynn.
Let's see. Lynn, what did you roll in?
4.
Okay. Well, it seems like Katie and Hunter are mostly fine. Hunter, your previous experiences have been pretty all right. You know, it's not great, but you're not exactly going to go falling over or anything like that. Katie, you have had way worse experiences with your SCPs. They have done some things to your brain that have made you walk around with an inability to tell left from right, up from down, and you're pretty sure you discovered an entirely new direction previously unknown to the third dimension that one time, which means that you're not exactly too bothered about this. Whereas Lynn and Jackalope, both of you are feeling a little bit less than stellar right now.
Ooh.
You're experiencing some motion sickness from the way that it is hauling and like the way that it shifts and moves.
There a certain point, I'll be like, I'm gonna lay down in my warehouse. Just tap on the side of it or something if, like, you need me. And I'm just gonna go inside my normal and stabilized movement house.
Yeah, perfectly normal, perfectly stable.
Katie's
I'll say
just
that
like,
Jackalope follows you for the sake of alleviating his own motion sickness.
Katie's
Okay.
just like lying down on like the goose's back. It is just like, I wonder if anyone in this new place is like will know how to weaponize my Heelys. I want to break dance at people aggressively.
Huh.
Sounds deeply
Word.
concerning.
Yeah.
It will be for my enemies.
The first the first night goes actually pretty quietly. First definition of quiet. Now, basically, what you can hear is pretty much near constant shouting near the beginning of it as they all set off, but then it gets relatively quiet until the first instance of mealtime, evening mealtime to be specific, where the doors get thrown open and most of the folks pile in.
Hunter will tap on the door to Lynn.
Mm.
Mealtime, mealtime, mealtime.
Oh my gosh, is that from... Wait, was that...
Blues
Clues.
Blues? Yeah. Here's the mail. Oh, wait,
Never
yeah,
fails.
okay.
Here's the meal.
Yeah, true. I just like slowly slink out. Then I'm totally good after having a regular night's sleep.
Yeah.
Good
So
job.
it's evening mealtime. You are all able to sit down and eat. Now, it seems like there's enough room for about 5 people at any given moment at a table, which means that as you all sit down, you end up having someone seat down next to all of y'all. Notably, this person has his hair is notably two colors, not too different from Katie's. Honestly, he's got a bolt of silver that ends up doing a cut across part of his hair, but most of the rest of his hair ends up being this dull red. Sitting down, and you can notice, one, he's got an eye patch. Two, his hands seem to have extended out faunus claws as he looks between the group.
Wait a second. Is he a freaking baby from Berg and Silvers? I need to know.
So, I hear that you're our newest group of cargo. How's it going?
Pretty good.
2 with sickness, 2 that don't mind.
Oh, don't worry, you'll get over that real quick. Personally, my favorite way to get over it is it's just this kind of running joke. If you go up to the captain and ask her, "Are we there yet?" It's great.
When did you get shot?
Wow.
Okay, so she already told you. Okay, that's a shame. I swear they are getting ahead of me every time.
Seems that way.
I like your hair.
Thank you. Your hair's kind of similar to mine, actually. Just a little bit longer. Is that a little braid you got going on?
Yeah.
I dig it. Almost as much as I dig the goose. Is it like a trained battle animal or something?
I look over to the goose smugly. I look back. It's like, well, in a fashion.
In a fashion. All right. Well,
I don't-
speaking of fashion, noticing some fashionable folk around here, particularly you, Miss, he gestures towards Lynn.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So quiet.
Name's Jasper.
Nice.
Nice to meet you.
Like the gem?
Kinda, yeah. I don't
Name's
exactly know
Hunter.
where I got my name from. I just know it's Jasper, you know?
Name's Hunter.
Glad to meet you, Hunter.
Katie
And what about the two of
Henderson.
you? Katie
Katie Henderson. And this is the goose. The first. The third of his kind.
Definitely an interesting name. Sticks in your head.
Mm-hmm.
And you are... He gestures towards Lynn again.
Didn't I say already?
No, you didn't say your name. You just said nice to meet you.
Oh, I did say. Oh, sorry. Oh,
Nice
is
to
that why
meet
that
you.
was like that? I said it, but I guess it didn't go through.
Yeah, it might not have been picked up on Discord.
Yeah. Okay. I'm Lene.
Lynette, glad to know you. So, what kind of things have got you guys on our ship? Last time we had people cargo, it was some weird circumstances.
We're traveling to Vale at the moment.
We gotta heck and save the world. Something
No.
like that, anyways.
Now that sounds like an interesting tale. Feel free to regale.
He's being
Wow.
fancy, cat.
Yeah. Did you hear about the flippin' fallen eggs and stuff?
Fallen eggs. Afraid that when it comes to eggs, sailors probably aren't the best folks to be talking to them about. So, nah.
Well,
I
they're
mean, they were falling from like outer space, not just like people's hands in the kitchen.
Well, can't say that I have. Is this more of a recent thing or what?
fairly recent, yeah.
Fairly recent. All right, so eggs falling from the stars. Not
Yeah.
exactly a normal thing, to be honest, but you got my interest.
Yeah. They fall from the sky, they hit the ground, they kill people, stuff like that.
It's been a very
Well, I mean,
interesting.
anything falling from the sky fast enough will probably kill a guy.
Yeah, well, more like they kind of turn people into people paste.
Yeah, anything falling at a sufficient velocity will. I'm not sure I'm picking up what you're putting down, hon.
I think they're like creatures that like what they come out of it. I don't know. I just saw the creature flipping killing trying to get at the birdie. Yeah, I don't know.
Technically, it
They kind of
appears that
absorb
the
people.
eggs absorb people, and then they
Yeah.
use the power of the people to turn into weird living creatures that then go and attack Grim.
You really do live in Mistral. Eggs eating people. Never heard of
Yeah.
that before.
Yeah.
It's been a
I think.
week.
Yeah. So like we're heading up and like meeting someone and stuff. Right.
Cool, cool. Glad to be facilitating that sort of thing.
Yeah.
What happened with you to join this crew?
Oh, just, some weird circumstances took place. You see, the crew kind of, we're, what's the term for it? What do you call it when you're a pirate, but you're legally employed by the governments to continue being a pirate?
There's a word for that.
Right? I cannot for the life of me remember it.
Something near, right?
I'm like, Buccaneer? That doesn't sound right.
No, yeah, that doesn't.
Mariner? No.
Hunter does
I'm supposed to be
travels on
playing
the
it.
land.
It was privateer.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Yeah. See, what we do is we go around, we do our whole piratical business, and, everything goes smoothly. As long as we don't be a dick to the wrong people, we get a free range to do whatever we want. It's pretty sweet.
Nice.
A mug bounces off the side of his head at that, and he winces. Yeah, that's not how that actually works, Jas. You can see that Silvers clearly was the one who lobbed it. Fine. We have to act within normal parameters for human decency. God, what a buzzkill.
I know, right?
Yeah.
So
How old is Jasper?
Jasper, he looks to be like he's probably 19 to 20.
Oh, okay.
So a little bit older than you.
Nice.
So, got any stories to swap?
Hunter probably start regaling them on a tale of him murdering dinos.
So no sinking merchant vessels after you plundered them? Well, that's definitely a question they could ask.
Yeah. He'll just start talking about him fighting dinosaurs and doing traps and hunting in the forest.
Wouldn't it be weird considering?
Yeah.
Do those kinds of things exist in this world?
Probably not, but he's still listening with rapt attention.
Oh.
Honestly, he probably just replaces people with Grim.
Okay. What about you, Miss Bunny Cat Ears? I'm kind of curious on where exactly you come from. You and Lene, because, that doesn't sound like a color that I know of.
Well, I come from very far away. In a land where people don't have names based off of colors. So that probably
how
would have been
horrifying.
Yeah. I came from this large facility and we flipping uh basically captured dangerous or weird anomalies of some sort from the mass murdering exceedingly dangerous monsters that and to the toasters that think you are toasters and tomatoes that don't like puns.
Sounds like the worst kind of tomato.
Yeah.
Wow. That's definitely odd.
Yeah.
But it
Yeah, I
does
never heard
explain
of
the
tomatoes.
science coat you got there.
Yeah. I just kind of kept it on, you
So
know.
you fight tomatoes?
Well, not really fight tomatoes. We study the tomatoes. You know, figure
That
Yeah,
out
can't
what
you
sounds
tell
makes them.
from her science coat?
Yeah.
that sounds a lot less fun than being in the grip of the jungles, fighting a gigantic grim as it hounds down upon you.
Well, to be fair, some people would complain about that too. Like, clearly that's the kind of thing you love, but I mean, I don't know about you, but I'd like to skip the mosquitoes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, I
Pure
mean,
protein.
sometimes we did. Well, sometimes we did have to fight stuff. So I wasn't usually on the front lines doing the suppression of the stuff that broke out. But I got to watch the theatrics from the sidelines.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Got any got any favorite tales?
Hmm. Well, there was this one time that a coworker, doctor, like, attempted to figure out what would happen if uh you gosh, how do I explain it? Uh, hmm,
Uh-huh.
gosh, yeah. Okay, well, let's just say that supposedly if you took those tomatoes from earlier and attempted to hit an exceedingly dangerous anomaly with them with some clever wordplay, it doesn't really end well. And then thing breaks out. We gotta take it down. Next thing you know, I'm flipping helium all over the place, trying to, escape from all that sort of stuff. And then suddenly another thing breaks out, and then we got two Nazi things fighting each other to the death. And then you got the tomatoes in there. So, yeah.
The tomatoes.
I don't know the SCP Foundation enough in order to figure out exactly which things. I can't seem to remember all of the
Which
different
tomatoes
SCPs.
were fighting
I just,
tomatoes?
Well, it definitely sounds like an
uh,
interesting place to work. Not
yeah,
my kind of place, if I'm being honest, though.
yeah.
And what about you, Lene? You got any tales?
Well, I just got out of university. I was going for fashion and just some other things that were just fun. Um, I don't know. I was just having a good time riding around in these carriages, horse-drawn, if you've ever ridden one before. Well, I guess they wouldn't have those here, would they?
Can't say I've really heard of that, no.
Well, I was just going around taking pictures with with my friend, but
Mhm.
nothing much.
Yeah. Well, sometimes a quiet life is better than the alternatives, you know what I'm saying?
Right. If I had some pictures, I could show some. Oh wait, I do. So I was like, wait a second. I could pull out my camcorder uh, from my bag. I forgot to say, but the backstory that she had, she was actually from the Victorian era in England.
Hmm.
So,
Did they have
I don't.
cameras back then?
No, they would be these. They would be the flash ones
Ah.
instead, the black and white ones. Flash.
Hmm.
So I had pictures of those.
Alright.
I love the difference in like times between all of us. Like to Hunter, that would be such an old style camera.
You're back in the dinosaurs. What do you mean old? Where were you?
He was in modern age, but with dinosaurs.
Like I had dinosaurs, yeah. So I'd be like flipping through these black and white pictures of like in front of a library that had you know, that really cool
Mhm.
architecture from back then, European,
Alright.
Victorian. Yeah.
These are pretty cool.
Yeah.
Never been to these kinds of places myself. I've spent most of the last 6 years on board this boat.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not for everybody if you don't want to, but It was quite beautiful.
Hey, I believe it looking at these. Yeah. One of these days I'll make enough that I can just strike out on my own. Till then, I'll just keep coasting on by.
Is
Sounds
it
like
a
a good
nice
life.
life?
It's good enough. Cam makes sure that I get 3 square, hot in a cot and all that. Makes sure that I'm still alive, and to this day, she hasn't failed at that. We got into some fights, some dirty skirmishes, and more than a couple scrambles. But we've taken out all the folks that have made too many issues for us, and taken out the creatures what decide to come up sometimes. Let me tell you, when you're getting hounded by a leviathan, whoo, you learn to let go of some of your cargo just to make sure you can move a little bit faster.
Fish are enemies, not friends.
Fish or food. Fish or friends.
Yeah, I ain't got
Fish
too
are
many stories
food, not
myself that I can
friends.
share with all of y'all, but I do got one I grew up on. Anyone here know about the story of the 4 sprites?
I do not.
Not that I know of.
It's a little bit of I guess a cultural thing. I grew up down in Vacuo. There's this. My mom always told me about this legend of how when everything began. The old stories. One god of light, one of dark, and all of that.
Mhm.
But they made they made the world, but they couldn't really make the world. They just kind of molded a big old ball that we call Earth. But then they started making more things, experimenting. And one of the first things they made were the sprites, creatures of the elements. 4 sprites, 4 seasons. What ends up happening is they start creating all sorts of things. They make the god of darkness makes the grim, the god of light makes humanity, but the world isn't really ready for them. So it's up to the sprites that end up, making the world. It's said that the 4 sprites are meant to represent the gifts that were given to humanity for survival. That's if you go talk to the folks in Vale, they'll say it's like, oh, the sprites were made and to help humanity survive. But me and mine, we prefer the version where the sprites predate humans. Humans, we inherit the world, but it wasn't made for us.
Interesting.
Yeah. Spring represented life and fertility. Summer represented creation and crafting. But then came the autumnal spirit and the winter spirit. Autumn represented destruction, the ability to reshape the world, while winter, it represents knowledge, but also hardship. How hardship makes us into better people and grants us greater knowledge in exchange for the momentary pain. 4 sprites, 2 from each god, they made the world what it is today. Apparently, most of the time, most of the legends nowadays, they talk about them as the 4 spirits and how they came after humanity. But thus far, anytime that we have human cargo, I've mentioned it, and most of them have been interested in hearing it.
Arthur would probably mention that sounds similar to the story that he grew up on, which is the 4 maidens.
4 maidens. I think I heard about that one. Yeah, it's I think I talked about it last time we set foot in Mistral. I decided to take a walkabout. Silver still hasn't let me live that one down since I got back late. But yeah, 4 maidens, 4 powers. Supposedly given energy by some famous wizard or something. I honestly don't remember. I don't really know much about wizards, to be honest.
Yep, was told that magic fueled the world. Interesting concept.
Oh, definitely. Just wish I had a little bit of that magic myself,
We all.
Yeah. As is, it feels like the only spirit I've got in me is the autumnal one. Good old destruction and reshaping the world. What else would you call the end of a pistol,
Gotta fight the hardship.
Exactly. Still, every autumn comes to a close. Spring will come around eventually. In the meantime, though, he scarfs down the last of his food. I'm technically on night duty, which of course means that I'm going to go up to the crow's nest and catch a nap. Another mug immediately slams upside his head. I'm going to go up to the crow's nest and keep a good lookout in the middle of the night, where it's too dark to see. You're a faunus. Fuck, he's on to me. Anyway.
Well, if you find
four.
a gigantic Leviathan Grim, we'll help you fight it.
Hey, if I find a giant Leviathan Grim, you'll be among the first to know, because I will scream.
Sounds like a good plan.
It's my only plan. Rest of you enjoy the rest of your food and the rest of your night. I'm a bounce. Jasper out. Woo!
Good to meet you.
Woo!
He immediately gets up to and basically does a backflip. He hits his foot on the ceiling and then lands on his face.
Nice.
Don't do that in the brig. Got it. He leaves.
Well, he's
What
a
a
character.
Fun first impression.
Yeah.
Smooth like sandpaper. A few moments later, his spot is once again taken up, but this time by Bird. She sits
Captain.
down with her food. Howdy.
Hello.
She starts.
Do you have any tales you would like to regale us with?
Once upon a time, there was someone who asked, "Are we there yet?" He just left the room, but Jasper's a bit of a troublemaker.
That sentence seems to plague you.
Yeah, when he first joined the ship, it became this little catchphrase. He'd fuck with us all the time by waiting for us to make sure that there was nothing in sight. And the moment that there was nothing but ocean, out comes, "Are we there yet?" So, bastard. If he hadn't been 13 when he was first on the ship, it would have whooped his ass for it. But, yeah. Jasper's an odd one. He'll ask you all sorts of questions. As a heads up, if he starts asking too personal ones, just shut him down. Kid's got, he ain't good with interacting with people, probably a side effect of the lifestyle.
I
He
get
won't
that.
take none from it, though.
It's quite alright.
Meantime, I ain't exactly the story kind of person. Unless y'all ever heard of the Draconic continent.
Oh.
Yeah, it fucked up place. Here it's almost impossible to survive there, but there's a couple groups that live there. Last time that I made land on that place, we ended up getting some assistance. We land there, and my expectation is, well, damn, our ship's half shot, kind of fucked. But things turned out better than anticipated. A couple folks that were living there provided assistance. Really, really pushy about their religion, though. But hey,
Their
when you live in a
religion?
hellhole like that, you gotta find solace somewhere, right?
It's like Australia.
What kind of religion?
Huh? I don't know. I wasn't really paying attention due to a mixture of my ship being fucked up, my crew being fucked over, and me being fucking sober. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not exactly great when I'm sober. Right now, I'm still buzzed. It's why I'm tolerable.
Did they say anything about Grimm in their religion?
I
Or
don't know. They mentioned the All Mother. That's all I got.
Concerning.
Yeah. If you want to know more, swing by the Dragonic continent. It'll only kill you.
who knows? Maybe we'll get a passenger ship there.
Well, if you do, it probably won't be mine. It would take a lot of payments if you wanted me to ferry you over there. It's not a safe spot.
Even in the water?
So, you know what a Leviathan is, right?
Big Grimm?
Yeah, Leviathan class Grim. They're big ass fuckers. This ship, I'd say it's not exactly large, but it's decent. But have you ever seen one of those Schnee dust vessels, the absolutely massive cargo ships? They're oh, They're a little bit on the large side. You know what else is a little bit on the large side? The oh, we got a text.
Hmm.
Hopefully Jacob will resolve that. But yeah, so you know what else was large in size? The half of the boat that went missing from a single chomp.
Jeez.
Leviathans don't come that big. But you want to know another little fun fact for you?
Hmm.
The cargo ship tried to go near the Draconic continent. So, I'm just saying, some places they got big creatures. Some places got massive creatures. There's a Leviathan large enough to take this entire ship into its jaws, swallow us whole. And, you know, it took a bite out of a ship right off the shores of the Draconic continent. So, I'm not going there. I like my ship. I don't exactly intend to get vored by a giant, slimy tar beast from the deeps.
Fair enough.
That would be quite concerning.
That's the understatement of the year.
About the place that we're going to Vale.
That's the plan.
Hmm.
Is that the, like, what is that? A city?
It's a country.
Oh, a country. But we're going to a port city. Oh, okay. Or something.
Yeah, we're going to a port city in the country of Vale.
Okay.
Did they not tell you where you were going?
I do, but,
She's new.
New, huh? All right. I've had some sheltered folks. I've had some Elysian nobility on my ship. God, what I would have given to get them off my ship when we were only halfway to the target.
I was just only asking because is there anything like we should know about that place before we get there, or any like customs or something?
Oh, kindest place you'll ever see. Mistral's full of cutthroats. Vacuo, people are nice. Place is a bastard. Atlas, people are bastards. And the place, bastard. So, Vale's probably the nicest place to be around. They got trees for days, they got all sorts of things. It's a nice place, good place to live, settle down, all that jazz. Only problem is that it's got grim presence, but everywhere has a grim presence. Vale just has the lowest overall grim presence. None of those stupid ass families messing with business either. If you want information about culture and all of that, firstly, you're asking the pirate captain. And secondly, they're kind of a melting pot of cultures. You got a whole bunch of Mistrali folk, Elysians. You got more than a few Vacuans that end up heading over there for all sorts of things, probably to avoid the giant fuck off twisters that litter their home. You got a whole bunch of folk from Menagerie too, so you got a fair amount of faunus representation. Honestly, as far as I can tell, Vale's number one cultural thing. Don't be a dick.
Fair enough.
That applies to most everywhere.
Yeah, you'd think. You'd think. I swear, though, it's like they teach the children to be fuckwits the moment they pop out of the womb up in Atlas. And again, the only Elysians I've ever ferried are nobility, so maybe I'm just a touch biased.
Well, thanks for the info.
No problem. If you end up needing anything, then look out the window. If it's daytime, ask me anything you like. If it's nighttime, fuck off.
Sounds good.
Go cool. My first mate's going to be functioning as captain. He'll be waking up in all of 20 minutes, so we take basically shifts. I'm captain, he's captain. I'm just the cooler captain.
Your first mate?
Yep, first mate. Second mate is Silvers.
Ah, right.
Cool.
So, day's coming to an end, but it's not gone yet. If you got any questions, I won't tell you to fuck off and for another 20 minutes.
Hunter does not.
Katie just kind of shrugs. Not at the moment.
Cool. The fuck is up with the goose, though? I cannot keep my mouth from talking. I need to know.
That's my bestie, little buddy. That's the goose, the first, the third of his kind.
It's her pet.
I don't know about that.
It glares
Yeah.
angrily at Hunter.
Yeah. Goose belongs to himself. Ain't that right, little buddy?
Very independent pet.
You're gonna get stabbed in your sleep from this goose, bro. Careful.
Yeah, I wouldn't suggest calling the goose a pet. Yeah, we don't want the goose to do any drastic actions right now.
Right. Don't let it start its villain arc, okay?
You're assuming it already hasn't.
Oh,
I
crap.
think if the goose is our number one danger in the future, we will have a very easy future.
You keep underestimating the goose.
All right.
Even I don't know where the goose came from. I just kind of met the
Geese
goose
are a
one
menace
day.
to society.
They
Yeah.
are.
Yeah. Well, that didn't answer any of the questions that I had, really. I'm still just as confused as I started, but hey, at least I know better than to ask about the goose. Well, if that's everything, she shuffles down the rest of her food. I'm going to go to sleep. And, yeah. If you need anything, ask the first mate. If he needs to wake me up for something, then it better be a damn good thing, or I will be tanning your hide.
Well,
We all
remember
good?
that.
Yeah.
Wonderful. You're already better than half the crew half the folks that I've had to ferry in the past. Congratulations. You passed the minimum bar.
Yay.
You're
All right.
welcome.
We'll find out. Anyway, later. She strides
Night.
off. Sure enough, 20, 30 minutes pass, and sure enough, someone else walks in. And,
They
beefy.
don't walk out.
Beefy would be the descriptor of the guy. He walks in, rubbing his eyes, clearly tired as all hell. If he was standing, so it's about 6 foot clearance to the top of the thing, and given the fact that he's bending over at his hips as much as he is, it's clear he's got to stand at least 9 feet tall normally.
Oh yeah.
Jesus.
So he's moving his way through it. At one point, you notice that one of the crewmates is kind of in his way. He doesn't really notice as the guy kind of just gets sent flying. He's big guy just yawns and moves over and is handed a rather large plate. That table's usually empty.
Sup?
Yep.
Hi.
Silvers, when did we pick up new crewmates? We didn't. When did we pick up new... What are you?
Customers?
Customers?
They call us
Cargo?
cargo.
Oh,
Cargo.
yeah.
Customers, cargo. Same thing, honestly. Silvers, when did we pick them up? Can't be more than a week ago, right? A few hours ago, sir. Fucking ace.
Can't be
All
more
right.
than a few hours.
Cool.
Want to scout?
Yeah, scoot a bit.
Cool.
He's
Okay.
thick.
Yeah.
Instead of sitting down, like, so, Captain Marty running through the ground rules.
Yep. Don't ask. Are we there yet?
There's the one.
Yep.
Last person who asked, "Are we there yet?" I put them through the ship. Captain got
Great.
real pissed at that. Told me that I'd be spending the rest of the night repairing the hole in the ship.
Was it worth it?
Fuck yeah.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
What's your name?
So who are you?
Oh. Yeah. He leans forward with a grin, and it's very clear. It's almost a taunting grin, as he says, "The name's Rose."
Nice.
Really? I'm gonna roll for that. Really?
You raise your eyebrow with the force of God.
Yep. Name's Rose. Got a problem with that?
Hunter will reach out his hand for a handshake. Just go, I'm Hunter.
Good to meet you.
Wave and say, I'm Lene.
Good to meet you.
Katie Henderson?
Not gonna see whether or not his name is really Rose.
Should I go ahead and roll to see?
Yeah, you absolutely can.
Yeah.
It'd be a sense roll.
If not, I'm still gonna call him Rose. He hasn't owned up to it, so.
The look on his face is suggesting that yes, his name really is Rose, and he's practically inviting you to say something about it. Which
I'm just gonna
suggests
nod.
that considering that he mentioned someone going through the hull of the ship, it's possible that he's had to deal with some less than polite folk.
Is his hair rose or something, or?
No, brown hair. Doesn't wear a hint of red on him. He's got the eyes as blue as the ocean, though.
Well, sometimes if your brown hair gets in the sunlight, sometimes it can be the red color. Interesting choice.
Yeah. Mom named me Rose because it was her favorite flower.
Aw.
Simple as.
Nice. Yeah. I'm Katie
Alright.
Henderson. This is the goose.
The goose, okay. What's his name?
The goose.
You
The
named the
first.
goose the goose?
That's the name he prefers. He's not mine.
You forgot the rest of it.
Oh yeah, the goose, the first, the third of his kind.
Oh. Okay. You got like some sort of goose whisperer semblance or something?
Well, I understand the goose well enough, you know. It's in his
Alright.
eyes.
He says he is not her pet.
He's his own goose. I don't
Well.
know how you're not grasping this.
Well, glad to have you on board. Welcome to the Scarlet Fever.
Thank you.
Now, let's see.
Fun name.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, as I recall, the captain said that she named it because she's, and I quote, sick of our shit. Because both of our names are red associated.
Mm-hmm.
Was that the phone?
No, that was the phone.
It sounded like a foghorn, right?
Yeah, I
The
was
phone
like,
going, fuck you.
so yeah, welcome aboard the Scarlet Fever. You don't start shit, we won't have to end it. Just ignore my phone. So that message is cut through Do Not Disturb. But yeah. Now, why? Oh my god. Is something on fire?
No.
No?
UPS was a no-show.
Okay. Okay, but yeah, welcome. Glad to have you. And, yeah. If you ever need any help, just remember, if you look out the window and you see the stars, I'm your man. If you look out the window and see the sun, yeah, you're not waking me up. I managed to sleep through a Leviathan attack once. And
Really?
Cam still hasn't let me live that down.
You should. They should have asked it to come back at night.
Funny thing, apparently Jasper did. Shit.
I appreciate that.
Same, honestly. I've slapped that kid up the side of the head, something fierce for it, but fuck if it wasn't funny. But yeah, Captain, her weapon is threads, so generally she doesn't do a whole lot of fighting against the biggins. Jasper, last I checked, he sucks ass at fighting. Most of the time, Silvers and the gunnery sergeant are the ones who are handling all of the pew 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 thing. Though me, He cracks his knuckle. Well, knuckles. I've been told I'm pretty good at wrestling.
Wow.
Yeah, you wouldn't think I'd be the one to get to see the most combat here on the ship. You'd be wrong.
Well, if it helps, if combat reigns while we are here, we'll be there to protect the ship.
Hey, yeah, protect the ship. Don't want to get caught in the suplex.
I feel like
Yeah,
suplexing a sea monster into the water may not be the most effective tactic.
Yeah, tell that to my kill count, kid. Hey, whatever works, right?
Yeah.
Well, fair enough. I would just shoot it.
Yeah, it doesn't always work. Some of them got hides thicker than burgundies.
My bullets pierce metal, so...
Oh, yeah. You haven't graduated yet, have you?
No.
Yeah, if you think metal piercing is something to brag about, you clearly haven't.
Well, I'm planning on making this as hefty as possible in the future, so... It did shear straight through Ursa Minor's hide with ease, so...
Yeah, so did the back of my hand. I've been at this for a little while.
Fair.
He ends up focusing aura onto his hand, and you can see that it seems pretty normal at first, and then he keeps adding aura. And keeps adding aura. Until it's looking like a miniature sun compressed in his hand.
Fancy. I wonder if I can do that
Oh,
with
no.
bullets.
Not fancy. Not fancy at all. I don't do fancy. What I do is I hit things.
Wonder
really
if I could do that to
hard.
my bullets.
How does that work?
Oh, well, see, it's one little thing. See, my semblance is compression. So what I can do is I can compress things. Squeeze them nice and tight. So I just take all the energy I can, generate as much of it into my hand, and just keep compressing it more and more and more. Trust me. What's your name again, Hunter?
Hunter.
Your mama knew exactly what you were getting into, didn't she? Yeah. So if let's say that I took this right now and I just slapped you right upside the head, they would be. Let's see. Silvers, how long did we set out ago? Couple of hours, sir. Couple of hours. So we've been sailing away for a couple of hours now. So let's say that I stood, I don't know, on your left, swung at you with my open palm and this little thing here, and would fly in an eastwardly direction. So yeah, they would be finding chunks of your skull inside of the shoreline.
Wow.
So it like
Eesh.
expands like an explosion?
Not like an explosion, but it does expand. You, Oh, I got it. Imagine you have a balloon, and you put the balloon into like a thin glass ball. Inflate the balloon. Really, really fast. Let me tell you, something's gonna give. It's not like an explosion or anything, it's just... honestly, it's less like something popping from the inside. I'm not good with metaphors.
Oh.
Just imagine that's just imagine you're inside of a glass ball, and you hit that fucker with a train. That's a lot like what it's like to get hit by me. It's the reason why they. Yeah. Sorry, I had a flashback for a moment. Yeah, one time we were facing off against a real tricky Leviathan. We only had one harpoon left, so Berg strapped me the harpoon and shot me at it.
Wow.
The fact that it works is fucking insane, but still, yeah. Harpoon went into its eye, which means I went into its eye, and turns out you blow up a Leviathan's head from the inside, it stops moving.
Makes
Effective.
sense. That's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Really effective. Anyway, I've got to get going now because now that I'm acting captain and all of that, I've got to make sure that everything's going fine. And I don't see Jasper here in the hall, which means Jasper is currently not being watched, which means he's either going to be A, starting some shit, or B, taking a nap. And honestly, the first one's funnier, so I'm gonna push it towards that. And just remember, this is a key phrase on this ship. It will see you through more life or death situations than you can imagine.
Pretend you didn't hear anything?
No, actually, yeah. It was like that when I got there. See ya in however long it takes for something to go up in flames. I'm good. He just scrapes all of the plate right into his mouth and starts chewing as he stands up. Just everything that was on the plate, all of it's right in there.
Good God.
Talk to you later. Bye-bye.
He heads off. And sure enough, that pretty much wraps up the night. No more interesting figures walk onto your area. It was just Jasper, Burgundy, Rose, and technically Silvers, because he participated.
Yeah.
And yeah, you end up going there, and the day, all of that ends up passing perfectly quietly for the first night of the next 2-3 weeks. And that's where we'll be wrapping up the session tonight.
Oh, and before that, Linnea gonna ask the group if they want to take a picture out on the deck, staring out into the water. It could be a cute memory.
Yeah.
Look at this time we went to solve the world's problems.
And of course,
Hunter would be more than happy to.
You know, as you take the picture, the goose jumps up into the air right behind Katie in order to photobomb.
Yes. Like, anyone else want to photobomb this? Feel free. I'm gonna shout 3, 2. I'm gonna give a countdown.
3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
Let's boogie.
There you go. You got the picture, and everything is all groovy.
Yay.
Nice.
That's
Hopefully,
nice.
if you guys enjoyed this, you guys hit that follow button, and then you guys can see us whenever we go live. Go to Tables of Tartarus if you guys want to see our VODs for our TTRPGs, such as this, and our other one, Shifting Fates. And I wish this thing would work properly, but it is being a butt. And if you guys have not already, go check out Vods of Valhalla for other wonderful VODs. And we'll see all of you fine folks on the next episode. Bye!
Auf Wiedersehen!